All right, here we go again. Here we go again with another game to cast on our test stream. This time we're going to be following, what was it, Team Cuck?
Cuck.
Team Cuck. Against Team... Listen, these guys clearly hate us. These are the two words they wanted us to say over and over while casting their game. They could have picked any two words they want. They could have even made words up, and those are the ones that they picked.
Well, I think they did make up a word.
I think that second. How is it pronounced?
ANOSOGNIA. Like
ANOSOGNIA. I think that's a real word.
Oh. Also, we can see chat Radical Nurk, the secondary Nurk, the second Nurk of the Nurk variety.
Anyways, moving into our actual game here, we're going to see that Team Cuck is running a Jim and Holly for their flex picks. They are running Doc and Mom, but they are skipping out on the Harley. So they're just going to try to find a toolkit, going to make do with being possibly one card behind on the cleaner economy. And in return for that, they are going to get some extra damage from the Jim and some reliable horde clear and maybe some team tankiness from the Holly. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of that swap, but we've seen it work a couple of times already tonight. And, you know, at least on paper, I understand why it might be useful.
I don't know. I love this map. I'm really hoping they pull out the pocket quad exploder strategy. That's in my heart. That's what I'm hoping for.
The hot swap exploders. That's actually true. We haven't seen that tonight. I wonder if we'll see it at all on Sunday.
Maybe.
They did find the toolkit, but you know what? They don't have a lot of time to go grab the card. Not sure they're going to do it right away. Probably just going to have to rotate for it somewhere in the middle of the game.
Exploder coming in, getting half damage because the barrel exploded onto their mom, leaving them from teaching them with about a third of their health. But it seems to get to be clean up overall. Just really good resources breaking out there.
Absolutely, and it does look like our Ridden team is also trying to run a Stalker. Of course, this is pretty much the only map in the game I know of that Stalker is generally considered to be viable. You grab someone, pull them all the way over to the edge, and then you can just pop them right in the ocean, and they don't even get to be defibbed or rezzed or anything.
Ooh, nice knockoff from the ball boy, knocking it onto the low ground, able to separate it with a knock onto the Holly. This is a very big pick from the Ridden side if they're able to follow up and stagger here.
It is indeed. With some of the staggered Ridden spawns we know they already had, like that Stalker getting very late killed during the res, could easily show up and grab the guy. That's what's happening right now. Poor Mom going straight to the edge. No one seems to be around.
It's time to take a little bit of a swim, baby. Leaving one knockoff. That's their Mom without even using their full res yet. That's amazing.
Unfortunately, that was
coming in. This is not looking good for the cleaner side.
No, it is not. They can get these kills and maybe potentially a partial reset, but I highly doubt it's going to result in anything more than one or two people being healed up. No way you can get all three.
The last one right here, and the Stalker without any stun gun or breakout. It seems like Jim is also going to be going into the drink tonight. Oh, not able to actually get off. There he goes. That's game.
Well, we talked over each other a lot as soon as the Stalker play happened. We just got so excited. We haven't actually seen it work in such a long time, and getting the two back-to-back, what a treat. That's so funny. Well, with a time of 1 minute, 42 seconds, this should be a pretty easy round win for the now coming into cleaner phase. Team Anna is what I'm going to call them because I'm not going to try to say that shit. Not really. And ANOSOGNIA is what our broadcaster is whispering in my ear.
What's wrong?
I'm not going to do it. I don't have it written down in front of me.
ANOSOGNIA.
Stop, please. You're going to give me a stroke. You're going to give me a stroke.
I don't know. What's the issue?
Okay, anyway, let's talk about the game. So it looks like we are going to run another Stalker. We have Jolinar on the Stalker for Team Cuck. Both team names. Both team names. For Team Cuck, we have Jolinar on the Stalker. Highly doubt he will also be able to make the play work. Team Anna is probably on the lookout for it now. I'm going to be very careful not to give them free Stalker kills into the drink. Beyond that, going to have to just wait and see exactly how they want to play it. With the scavenger phase starting, it's hard to tell exactly what cleaners are on the other team. I know we have a mom. I'm pretty sure I saw an Evangelo as well. Can't quite tell who the others are. Looks like Kangs might be considering doing a first round bruiser play. Usually you see that happen in order to force out nades. He might be thinking maybe this round is short. The team could be thinking they want to save nades. Maybe he's hoping he can bait them into nading him first round. After all, first round,
map quite
no upgrades.
Open for that? You know,
Well, it depends on how well they control the spawns, the cleaner team, that is. If he can get somewhere that's already close on top of them, it's still absolutely worth it. Something like this, potentially. He's right over someone.
Ooh, oh, missing 2 hits. And the bruiser play coming in clutch, requiring the nade and the Molotov. And it's not enough, still getting 2 hits out. That's a lot of resources in there.
Exactly what I was talking about. Notice how he took a nade straight to the face and said, I don't care. And then went on to do another 40 or so damage. Now he's probably going to switch straight back over to the tall boy. Absolutely textbook play.
Watch out, French!
Off the top rope, we're seeing the B-hop coming out, missing their initial hit. And the flash coming out. They are maybe going to get the knock. Oh, they do get the knock on Infinitissimo. And they're able to get a lot of value here with the second nade coming out. That is so many resources that they're being allocating on the cleaner side here.
Yeah, I got to admit, using 2 nades per fight in this setup for the cleaners is not great. With a sub 2 minute time, they should be trying to bring as much of this stuff as possible into round 2. Very split push coming out here.
Wonderful B-hop coming in from Infinitissimo. He does get flashed, but he's still alive, and is able to finish the kill into the Evangelo. He can't run from that. Second hit, knocking one off the high ground. They're able to keep this pressure. Another nade. That is 6 nades for this round so far.
They have to be out. Granted, it's probably enough to bring them, but again, they want to be bringing these nades. They don't want to have to spend them all. It's a sub 2 minute run. They had this in the bag. So that's actually, given the circumstances, a pretty big win for Team Cuck playing Ridden. Got all those nades out very, very early in under 2 minutes, making it pretty even going into round 2. If ever there was a game to bring it to a round 3, I would say probably this one, because the team that won round 1 not going to have any nades in round 2, whereas Team Cuck going to have plenty because they didn't get a chance to use them.
I'm astounded. That was a wonderful way to start round 1, going in with that double pull off the map, and then they use so many resources like that. It feels kind of premature. Like it wasn't proper. Like, I feel like there could have been a lot more of a staggering between the engagements, or just holding off on those resources to bring them in. What do you think?
You know, I feel like perhaps the really short time they got was a little bit carried by the fact that Team Anna was not careful to avoid standing near the ocean, and they gave them not 1, but 2 free stalker kills. I mean, from the very beginning of that last round, you basically had a setup where it was 4v3, and there was no handicap advantage for that lever, right? So it's entirely possible that now that they can't get 2 free cheese kills, we're going to see an entirely different story on this map.
Something that is very important is they didn't have to use as many resources, though. Even though they got pulled off the map, they're going to have those residual nades, residual heals from that. So it's going to be very interesting, this map, to see if this is actually going to change how things go.
This game is ripe for a comeback. Let's see if they can make it happen. Looks like Kanks is going to go for a very similar first fight bruiser play, hoping to take 2 nades out of the fight, or at least do some damage on top of the nade.
And the first engage actually knocking him back into the hallway right next to the bruiser, delaying, and he's going to get the knock! That is an amazing first round knock! Is he able to keep getting the pressure? That's their nade coming out directly. They're not able to buy the res.
Absolutely. Well executed. That is exactly what they wanted. Twice in a row, Kanks has now pulled off this bruiser play, and they forced the mom res out here too.
These wretches countering each angle. That's one knock. They're able to get the res off, but they're incredibly low sitting in this acid, sitting in the vomit, getting knocked out, not having any tall boys on the respawn there. It's going to be very difficult for them to come back here.
Wow, I gotta admit, you know, maybe we spoke too soon about how this game was gonna go.
Oh, one knock coming in from the tall boy. Can he get a second here? He's actually going to knock him off so that he can get finished in the back, just from the both from the other people on his team. The slow, keeping them right in range of those comments. How difficult and annoying they can be in the second knock. That is a full kill right there. No resurrect going to happen this time. And it is going to be just the Evangelo on the run here, doing what he's do best, but it's only going to last so long with the respawns of his tall boy friends coming right up right now.
Well, if ever you wanted someone to be the last person alive on your team, you want it to be the Evangelo. Just with his movement, I think he did get another solid 15 seconds. That does bring the round maybe not up to winnable standards, but up to the point where maybe they could at least force a little bit of util out in order to make it happen for the other team. So not perfect execution by any means on the cleaner side. The Ridden side, meanwhile, absolutely phenomenal play on the first fight in particular, getting an immediate down with all of those Wretch upgrades, running double Wretch, by the way, for their supports on the Ridden side, immediately covered the whole area with the Wretch goo, making getting the res back up pretty much impossible. Just like in round one, the game basically started as a 3v4.
Can we talk about the synergy that the Kang's team specifically, I believe that is Team Cuck, had there, with the tall boy going in initially, getting damage down while the bruiser sat in wait, just sitting in the doorway waiting. And as soon as the tall boy popped, he came back in, keeping that value up, keeping that damage, and securing that initial knock on the mom, completely setting the tone for the map.
I completely agree. It was really patient. It was really smart. It was very opportunistic. It was just well executed in general.
Fortify yourself. Stay alive. Grenade here.
Now, you might notice Infinitissimo just shooting cars before the rounds actually start. And a lot of people might wonder, well, why would you do that? You can kind of use them as makeshift explosives to kill the Ridden. And the answer to that is there's a bit of a story, which is in the past, Infinitissimo has gone against a couple of teams which would run Exploder. And when the Exploder blows up next to a car, they can do the exact same thing to the cleaners. So he's got a bit of a phobia about that, and that's why he's doing that.
I'll tell you, Ridden. I know where most of they spawn over here.
Interesting red barrel placement. Looks like they're choosing to play it immediately, probably to save their econ on the very first fight.
Right here.
Probably a very good idea.
And Tallboy coming in with the B-hop, he gets immediately flashbang.
Saw something there.
I'm kind of surprised that they used the flashbang. What happened to the barrel? Did they use it already, or is it still there? It looks like the barrel somehow got used up. I didn't see how that happened, but that's really too bad for them.
Able to pop it there.
That would be impressive. Actually, is it still? I honestly can't
I
tell.
got all the smalls over here.
Anyways, moving on to
Don't
this
shoot
next
'em.
fight, still all four up. This round is basically almost entirely a wash for the cleaner side. We will be going to a round 3. I feel entirely confident saying that. The best the Ridden team can do at this point is to try to force more util out just like that. Just from our POVs alone, we can see that they still have 2 defibs, a frag, and a flash in their inventory, probably more just out of sight. This is looking pretty scary, actually, for Team Anna. Which team is
grenade on the big
for Team
guy,
Anna?
Infinity.
Yeah.
Moving into round 3 because of the econ advantage that they're going to have going into that.
Ooh, yeah, not
Probably.
They're still using
wanna
rebuilding.
stay
I feel like they don't need to use it here. The fight seemed pretty one-sided, especially with how much util they
Get all
have.
the loot you can.
Or, yeah.
I have to agree. I'm a
Go
little
loot.
surprised they actually used that flash. Personally, I would have said, nah, let me go down. I'm going to bring the flash for next round. But no, they wanted to...
Maybe it's to deny
Use the flash to make
their
sure.
mutation points.
Yeah, but I
Res
mean,
me
the amount
red.
of points that they get from the one knock isn't really that significant. And
points.
including the fact they got another knock there at the end with the Exploder, I don't know. It doesn't feel worth it to me. A flashbang can buy you minimum 8 seconds, max a good 30 if you use it right. You can even get more if you get multiple Ridden in it at once. Another
This is gonna be
interesting,
a
oh, sorry.
very interesting third.
This will be a very interesting third. Both of the previous rounds have been very, very fast. I wonder if in a total reversal, unlike most games, which the first two rounds take a while and then the last round is explosive, right? And one team bursts out of the gate and gets some really good time that the other team can mark for with their econ. I wonder if we'll see the exact opposite as these teams learn how to play around each other. They're already sort of used to each other being rather deadly for various reasons. So maybe they'll be a little bit more careful about their spacing, a little bit more careful about their target focus, a little bit more careful about their nade usage too. It's probably something that both teams could be looking at here. And we'll see if maybe they get something above 2 minutes for once in this game. Another interesting note for anyone that's viewing, again about Infinitissimo, apparently he is running 2 is 1 and 1 is none this game. I think he is running a 2 is 1 and 1 is none power swap build. That is the Scar and the AA-12. That is a scary amount of damage if you think about it. I never thought about that type of combo. I guess if you run 2 is 1, anything, any sort of rifle with the AA-12 is disgusting with the damage increase.
Mm-hmm.
So, right now, cleaner team Cuck, hoping their asses off to get more nades than the other team. Looks like maybe that is coming to fruition. Every time they see a molly, I feel like their heart maybe sinks just a little bit. I'm also interested to see where their first hold spot is going to be. It doesn't look like they're rushing to get the card either. They actually dropped the toolkit up on top of the truck. Wondering if they're going to go do that in the middle of the game or if they've decided it's not worth it. Maybe they already have all their decks. That would make sense because they don't have a Carly. I'm not sure. We move into the first fight here. We'll see how it starts to form.
First Tallboy knocking them off the high ground immediately. That's going to put them already at a disadvantage. Kind of having a good time, but they should be able to clean this up here and possibly re-get the high ground.
Absolutely, and now luckily their Doc player seems to have plenty of bandages. Good for themselves, good for their gym, good for anyone else that might have taken a little bit of damage in that first fight. Securing the first 30 seconds I find is pretty important.
First 2 nades being used on that one Tallboy there as they tried to cross.
What's that?
So
well,
re-engaging, they are able to re-knock him off the high ground, using the propane, throwing it at the Tallboy.
He's in between.
Take him out. That was a dirty play from their Doc there for that.
Absolutely. Well done on them. Got, I think, the double off of it. If they didn't quite get the double, definitely got the assist for the second kill. I'm a little bit concerned about how fast they're using some of their util. I mean, it's important to win the first minute, but...
Oh, pulling the Hawker! They get the Hawk, knocking him into the alleyway as their Tallboy pushes him in! They're able to keep the Hawk in. It's not enough to get a knock here. Tallboy knocking him off the top of the trailer and off, separating them, keeping them off this high ground as their Wretch just keeps this pressure up on the high ground.
You know, for all my concerns, I have to say, Team Cuck is looking really healthy. Yes, they've used a lot of util, but let's be honest, a minute 30, basically with no drain on your meds or health, that's a pretty good deal in round 3. Another stagger kill, going on to that final Tallboy now, a minute 45 on the clock. This one lone Tallboy, not sure what he's hoping to accomplish there. As we just get clean up from Team Cuck onto Team Anna. They didn't kill this Wretch, it's even worse. I think they did. Unfortunate for them, or, you know, for Team Anna rather, the Ridden team. 2 minutes with nades left on the Mom. I think that is 3 nades left on Mom. This is terrifying for Team Anna, now that I think about it.
Oh, this Tallboy got caught out. That's a huge pick, but they do get a knock off the high ground with their other secondary Tallboy. Knocking him into the molly that they received before. Directly under the Wretch's line of sight. The Res coming out from the Dock as they're able to try denying it, but it's not enough damage. The heal being counteracted with their anti-heal on the Wretch is going to make this very difficult, especially with the Tallboy re-engaging. 2 knocks coming out. This is going to be Jim and Doc in the last moment as they're able to get the final. Are they able to hold here?
Nice.
They absolutely need to get their mom back in the fight. She still has multiple nades. If they don't get her back up, they're missing out on possibly a whole minute of playtime.
And the exploder is going to get exploded.
It's okay if I go down again.
Not
If
by
I
his
go
own
down
will,
right here,
by
leave
a
me.
nade directly from their teammate. DBD trying to rotate over to get this res as they have a crusher coming out.
Crusher can be an interesting
gotcha.
or reliable play at the end of a match if you have a free Tallboy slot for whatever reason, or if you're running Stingers or Wretches. If you've only got a couple of people, it's a great way to shut down a survivalist that threatens to give you an extra 45 seconds. Now, they did get 3 minutes and 9 seconds. That's not nothing. That's pretty damn good for round 3. But to be honest with you, massive loss that they lost their mom before they could use any of their nades. This is round 3, and he died with 3 nades. They could easily have gotten 430 off of this round if they had played that just a little bit cleaner and just a little bit more around their mom. Switching
a lot
here.
of that I feel like is from getting split off by those tall boys. They keep taking them off that high ground. They don't have a perimeter set up, so they just kind of walk in and knock them off. They're not allowed to play.
Team Anna definitely is doing a good job of trading their tall boys in and out, and also using that displacement to help set up plays for the rest of their team or for their fellow tall boy at times. Not sure how intentional that is, but it's certainly happening. So as we switch sides here for the final time, and we are in the final scavenge phase of this game, Team Anna is tasked with surviving for 3 minutes and 10 seconds, 1 second more than however long Team Cuck survived. If they can do that, they will win the match. This is very close, could go either direction. Will depend rather heavily how many nades they got.
And the instant respawn, gonna get that knock, almost knocking him off the high ground here. He keeps getting pressure. That's about half of the health bar, standing right on the propane. It doesn't get triggered. Second tall boy is gonna push, getting some more value as they keep walking around these barrels, but they're not using them.
Massive loss for Team Cuck that neither the red barrel or the propane got triggered that fight. That really sucks for them. It should have happened.
Me.
And Respawn's coming in here, playing right next to this red barrel, but it's the
What?
melee player. He's not able to break the barrel with his axe, sadly, as hard as he tries. They're not going to have an easy way to climb up here, but the second tall boy is going to get flashed. But right under the hedge, is the Wretch able to finish off this knock?
I believe the mom res also came in for Team Anna on the other side, so they may get... Oh, no, never mind. He is actually still down. I think he may have been re-downed. Yep, there's a slower res right there.
Ooh,
They may have a chance to full stabilize here.
Respawns are going to be coming up for this tall boy while one of them is incredibly low. They may be able to
Walker.
push this high ground. Oh, the flash immediately stopping the push, but the second tall boy comes up and he misses the shot on the Evangelo. This is not coming in, but it's not enough. They're probably going to be able to stabilize here.
I entirely agree. I think this
Oh
he
my
gets
God!
a second knock. How did that happen? I don't think they can get a full stabilization. I think the second tall boy is going to come in and maybe get the re-down. The res will go through, but my God.
And the re-knock, that is a full kill right there. Unless they have some defibrillators or some plan from God, they're not going to be able to get this. Second tall boy pushing in as they keep getting slowed, and the defib does come out, making them, bringing them back to 4v4.
Absolutely.
They're easily going to be able to push to the 230. This is going to be a close game.
1 minute left on the timer and change. Important to note, the red barrel is still in play. I believe that's another nade coming out. It's 3v4, but less than a minute now on the timer, controlling spawns intentionally or not.
And they push high. Oh, they do not get the hit. That's really bad, and they get completely killed here. They don't have any tall boys up for 6 seconds. This is going to be very difficult for the Ridden team to win here.
I have to admit, I don't know when this happened, but Team Anna has managed to defib their downed player. They are back to being a full 4. Just as I say that, unfortunately, the Common are going to take their Evangelo out of play again, but this could be the last fight.
Oh, and he's able to take the Evangelo out. No, he misses a shot. Evangelo surviving. And that's a 2v2. They still have this red barrel, but the Common's going to take the last one out. This is 7 seconds to make this fight last. They have to finish it now, and they get it with
Unbelievable.
That's
The
a
red
match.
barrel went unused that last round. Easily, either one of those last two surviving players could have used the barrel to kill the one tall boy, then ran back in that direction. Probably could have made the missing 10 or 15 seconds up. That was unbelievably close. Well played to both teams. Absolute joy to watch and cast.